Hey guys, we are glad you're here. Today is going to be special. This is new. We are doing a live cast. And what that means is it's complete participation with every single person in this room. So if you are here as you post, it is live, and we will be interactive every single bit of the way. We want to encourage engagement. And today we have none other than the Money Coach Mary RN, myself, and we have our special guest today, Kimberly, which I love horses. I used to go horseback riding when I was younger, and that's what we're going to be talking about. This is her second time on, and she's finishing up from the story from before. So if you remember that, great. If not, watch back in history. And Mary, just so you know, you're muted.
Hey, y'all. So glad you're here. Kimberly, so glad you're here with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. I missed the first time. I'll have to go back.
Yes.
As we dive in, um, just to give a recap as to some of the past, um, for those that don't know, now we had our podcast last time, and today it's a live cast. So, in a short, about a minute, kind of recap what was before so people know what we're going to be gearing towards, and then we're going to get into the love of horses.
Yeah. So, long story short, from the first one, I'm adopted, and because I was born 2 weeks early, my mouth muscles weren't developed, and my birth mom didn't know she was pregnant with me till she was further along. And the theme of my story is finding my voice because I couldn't talk till I was 5, and the doctor said, never talk, go to school, graduate, whole thing. Well, my whole family, including my brother, had people praying, and God healed me at 5. And then trauma came into my life at 7, and it was on and off through the years, and I'm still healing from it today. So, yeah. And throughout that time, God gave me music, books, and of course horses to help grow me and like be with me and escape and all the things. So
Tell us where the love of horses came in.
yeah. I lived in the country in the middle of nowhere, and so you would often see horses going to school and like all the way around. And so I always thought they were really beautiful and really like majestic and really cute and all the things. And I knew that we had the property for one, but I was told that we didn't have enough money to build the barn and the fencing and the upkeep and all the things. And when I was 10, I fully fell in love with horses because my brother's friend who lived about 10, 15 minutes away from us, she had 2 Mustangs, and they were really beautiful. One was black with a diamond on the head, and then the other one was gray or white. And I got to have my first, I don't know, 6 months of lessons with her because she had a crush on my brother. And so she thought, well, if I say yes to you, I can get kind of closer to your brother. And so I was with her for a while, and then she had the nerve to go off to college because she was 9 years older than me. And I'm like, oh, dang it. I took a break from horses, and during that time, my dad got subscribed to Young Rider, Horse Illustrated, and one other horse magazine, and the majority of those had horse posters in them. Some would have one for the month. There's one that had like 2, and I would always be so excited to get one in the mail to see what kind of horse it would be for that month, and I would put it on my wall.
Oh, okay.
And like with most girls, they would put up bands and singers that they liked, and I did that too. But my wall was mostly horses.
Mostly horses, yeah.
Yeah. And so I read a couple of horse books, novels, fiction, and so yeah.
Nice. And so to this day, you're still do you have any horses now?
I don't.
You don't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law, her dad has a farm and he has horses, and when they were dating, my brother and my sister-in-law, she did offer like, hey, I could ask my dad to breed you a horse. And I'm like, well, I would love that, but we still don't like have the place for it.
You're right.
So
Horses need a place.
yeah.
A lot of room.
It's like they need a little garage, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
And food.
Yes. And tack and
Yeah. All the things.
Yeah.
And a lot of room to run.
Yes. We had the property. We just don't have it set up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you don't have the outbuildings.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we would have to knock down quite a few trees to clear area, but we do have the property, which is the main point.
Right.
And then sometime in, I think it was high school, my mom got me 2 books. It was a lady in Oregon who rescues horses and then pairs them up with kids who have bad homes or they're sick and they just need to get out and be with horses and whatever. And the first book is her story, mostly. And then the second one is just stories. A few mixed in with her own, from her perspective and her marriage and all the things. But the first story in the second book is about a young boy who felt like he couldn't be loved. And long story short, he's brushing the horse in the little corral, and they talk, the owner of the property and the boy, and they finish grooming him. She hands him the lead, the rope, and they start walking, and he's still telling her like, I don't feel loved, don't feel like no one can love me and all that. And so the lady stops and says, drop the rope and walk away. And he's like, what? Drop the rope, walk away. He does it, and then the horse follows. Without prompting.
That's love.
He's in shock, but he keeps going. And then he stops for a moment and pets the horse. And then the lady says, do it again. Keep going. The horse follows. And this time he nudges him in the back. And by the third time, the boy's crying so hard.
Sure he is.
And the owner, who also has a name Kim, she says, horses can't lie. he's telling you, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be loved.
Mm-hmm.
I choose to follow you.
Mm-hmm.
And that just like broke me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to do something like that.
Mm-hmm. So is that your big goal in life? You want to kind of run the horse fostering?
In some capacity, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, I wanted to have the barn, the horses, the yard, the whole thing. But I'd be okay now with not only helping kids through horses on someone else's property, but I'd also like to help the owner with the finances as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Horses are expensive.
Yes.
I was on the same philosophy. I always tell people, if you throw the fish back in the water, if it comes back, it's a keeper.
That's maybe for somebody who fishes. That's not me.
Yep.
Not a fisher. Kim, how did you get into coaching?
Like I said, I lived in the middle of nowhere and I don't drive for many reasons. And I knew that I had to do something for work, for money. And previously, I had lost my dad and my grandmother in the same month. And so I had moved home to be with my mom. And I had heard of Ramsey through a guy at my church who led FPU. And at the time, I thought, I'm okay, I'm doing fine. But long story short, I lost a lot of money being scammed and all the things. And so I was going to Liberty Online for college at the time.
Mhm.
And my last semester was all electives because I had done everything already. And so I found that Liberty did Foundations, which is the college version of FPU, which is basically FPU. Like, there's not really any difference. And so after the first lesson, I drank the Kool-Aid because Rachel says the budget is permission to spend and not hindering you. And I never really heard the word budget. It was always in a bad connotation. And so after that, I started listening to the Ramsey show. And then Dave Ramsey, when he was on, before all the personalities, he would say, if you can answer the questions before I can, you'd be a good coach. He would say that at least twice a week, if not more.
Nice.
And so I talked to a few people and a close friend of mine from church, and she said, go for it. You'd be good. And I'm like, okay. So I jumped on to the webinar to see what it was for and if it would really be a good fit for me. And I decided to go for it.
And how's it been?
It's been good. I met a lot of people, and the coaching community is amazing. It's I've told people that it's the second safest place I've ever been.
What's the first safest?
My church in California was really great, and also like courses and books and yeah. So,
what do you like best about coaching?
So throughout my story, I lost my voice, or I didn't have a voice, and then I lost my voice. And in my trauma, a good portion of it was because I would ask questions, like who, what, why, how, just trying to learn and like communicate and like talk to my dad. And I was trying to make up for last time, as my family used to say. And my dad would get so frustrated because I was apparently like stopping him from doing his work.
Oh,
And he sometimes there'd be playing a game on his computer or whatever, and he would yell at me. And I'm gonna get touchy here, but he would raise his hands like in a fist because he's frustrated. And in my mind, I thought he was getting ready to hit me.
mm-hmm.
So that's a
That's
lot of psychological trauma right there.
Yeah, that's frightening.
Yeah. And so from that, I learned to don't speak, don't ask, stop being curious. And so the reason why I like coaching is that God has redeemed that time, and so I get to get paid to ask the questions.
Now you're expected to ask the questions,
Yep.
right? And how does that feel down in your bones?
Good. It's also a heavy sensation a little bit because there's a lot of power and a lot of weight to it. But as long as I stay out of my head, I believe I can do well.
Mm-hmm. What steps do you take to stay out of your head?
I talk to my close friends.
Mm-hmm.
I play with my dog. I have a black lab. Listen to music, and there are times when I tend to zone out and cope by binging shows and not
Mm-hmm.
doing anything. But
Sure.
there are times when that's okay because you need to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
sure.
the thing
Absolutely.
is that you shouldn't stay there.
Right.
So when you find yourself hiding, it's a good thing to recognize it and then text a friend or call a friend, family member that you trust, or
Mm-hmm.
even a pastor.
Mm-hmm. What does it mean to you to be in your head?
Overthinking it, ruminating, believing the lies that I've been told verbally or non-verbally. And it's often my mom and dad's voice, family voice, because I don't really have the support from family to be a coach. They don't understand, and they expect urgency, and they want me to get paid quickly and start making money. I'm like, well, it doesn't really work that way. I can't force someone to work with me. So it's been rough. So that's why I really, really love the coaching community. That they have a
Nice.
teacher's
Yeah.
heart. They're patient. They're compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
They meet you where you are.
Yeah. That's definitely a community like no other.
Yes.
You know, one of the things that stick to me is a wise man said that you cannot help your own family because your family knows where you were, and there's no way you can because
Mm-hmm.
they know who you are. So this wise person actually says you go out and help others, and somebody else will help your family.
Mm-hmm.
So even if your family never understands, it's okay.
Right.
They raise you. That is what they are, and you will always love them. But you do your own thing, and then you come back and support them.
Yeah, and so many people, like, you look like around here, you look at the politicians and the celebrity people, and they're celebrities except in their own town. They're a regular person, and so Kim, do you think it's kind of the same thing? They don't recognize what you're able to do because they see you as For example, we see people as the last time we saw them, like 3 years old. So maybe they're still looking at you as a child, thinking, well, she's not going to be able to do that because she's a child, not realizing that you're a grown woman and you do have the ability to do things. And I think it's hard a lot of times for families to realize that. And it's like, and then there is the, in my opinion, there is the, I guess for want of a better word, shame that they're thinking, especially, us coaches, it's like, you know me, and I don't want everybody else to know me the way you know me. And I think that they're afraid that that's going to happen. Is that the way you feel like that too?
A little bit, yeah. I also believe that they're not supportive of me doing what I do because they also feel shame for not doing what they should have done, at least financially as well.
Uh-huh.
And since this is kind of like real talk, I asked my mom if I would be a good coach. And she had a stroke a couple months earlier, and she was healing at my brother's house, with the house that I grew up in. And she flat out said, no, because you're not smart enough. You don't know enough.
Mm.
And that hurt a lot.
Yeah, that stings deep.
Yeah. And I was like kind of blown away. Like, how could you say that? And then the more I thought about it, after a couple months, I realized you weren't probably saying that to me. You're saying that to yourself.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Because do you think that that's kind of where she's coming from? Like she's feeling like you just said, feeling like I didn't do what I should have, and now I can't undo that, but I can answer it this way, so I make myself feel better.
Mm-hmm. And she's had trauma left and right since she was 19, and she still hasn't done the work because she comes from the silent generation. And growing up through my trauma, it was like I walked on eggshells, the rug was pulled out from under me, and then it was forced under the bed. Like, we don't talk about this.
Yeah.
And my whole family, for the most part, was known within school, church, and a few other mini, quote unquote, mini communities. And so if I spoke up, it would have exploded.
Yeah.
And so I basically made the decision at 7, even in the shock of it all, to not speak up, because my dad would go to jail. My mom's life would be exploded as well. And then my family and my extended family, it would just be bad.
Mm-hmm. That's a heavy load to take on at 7.
Yeah. And because I went to a small school, we had a small grapevine. And so whatever was spoken, like there was a secret, it would spread like wildfire.
It's no secret.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like every community you go into.
Right.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if you ever want to hear something interesting, tell a story. Not the truth. Tell something like how the fish went swimming north down the stream. By the time it gets back around to you, the fish was swimming east and went over a rock and through a tunnel. How did that even happen?
Right.
There's the one piece that got changed and two pieces that got added.
Mm-hmm. It's like
Story is always changed by the time it gets back to you.
do you remember playing telephone when you were kids? It was never the same message that started.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
And one of the reasons why I wasn't able to speak up about it was that my mom and dad didn't want to make a scene, and like they didn't want people to know. And my mom has a one wing on Enneagram. She's a 9-1 like me,
Mhm.
and we want perfection. We want perfect. We want all the things. And then we also have the inner critic, and it's the loudest and ones. And so with trauma and the inner critic and all that,
Sure.
it's hard.
Yeah. That's very hard.
So let me ask you, horses, and how hard it is. It's hard to speak, and there's strength and quietness. Matter of fact, the one that's quiet, you got to be careful because you don't know what they're thinking. So with the quietness, with the peace, with the wars, with everything that's going on, the horses bring you great freedom.
Yes.
When did you find the freeness in the horses and with the horses?
Um, alongside with freedom, horses started to build in me confidence in myself. Like I wasn't like the best at them, but I was good. And I was really never really good at anything until horses, until things like tennis. And so I think when I was 11-ish, I got to go to a deer ranch and I got to like really ride a horse for the first time. At the fair, when I was little, I would ride ponies, but that doesn't really count. um, and so riding a big horse like that, and you got to like move around on the horse in the saddle and kind of be director and tell the horse where to go, and you have agency. I mean, yeah, you have your instructor helping and guiding you like a coach, but you really got to choose where to go.
Mm-hmm.
And while you have the fences, if you're in an arena or corral, you still have the freedom to go wherever you want. And when you trail ride, you literally have the freedom to go almost anywhere you want.
Mm-hmm.
And having that freedom of where to go, it made me stand up a little bit taller. Because of the trauma and everything, I felt small. I couldn't speak up, all the things. And so by coming out of my shell because I was shy and cautious, it helped me be confident in myself to know, like, hey, you can do this. And you actually, by liking and loving horses, you have something to talk about.
And first thing, being on a horse, you're already about 5, 6 feet above everything else because they set you higher already.
Yep.
Now, with you being saddled, I take it you have not rode bareback, or have you done bareback?
I've always been settled. I'm not against riding bareback. It just never happened.
Yeah, I did bareback once, and because you have nothing to hold on to, well, you do have, but not much. I fell off about 20 feet from when I got on.
Yep.
Didn't last long.
You lasted longer than the 8 seconds.
Yep.
Well, basically, what happened is because I was with a few other people, and we basically got on. So we did bareback because we were trying to get going faster. And so we got on here, we started to take off, and there's four of us. And as we're going, we take off, but one of the people stop, and the horses, a lot of times, when you're in a group, they follow the pack.
Follow the leader.
So if one stops, all of them are going to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And since this was new for me, as soon as the horse did a different move and I wasn't ready for it, there I went. It could have been longer if the horse would have stayed straight. But
a
it's
good horse.
good he did because since I fell off, I was still close enough to grab a saddle.
The question is, you fell off the horse, but did you get back on?
No, not that time.
Okay, but you have.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Now I can't, but I mean, I did enjoy getting on, and I love horseback riding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but now it's a whole different story. Now I have to be with the saddle,
Yeah.
um, and I have to have a lot of help getting up. I can't just get on my own anymore. But I
Did
love
you ride?
horses.
Did you ride English or Western?
I don't know.
Was there a horn on the saddle?
Oh,
Was it
yeah,
flat?
there was a horn.
Okay, Western.
Okay.
I've ridden both. I do prefer Western, even though it's a heavier saddle.
Yeah. Whenever I did a saddle, it was the one with the horn where I can grab on. The when I tried bareback, there was just nothing,
Yep.
and I couldn't do it as well. I guess if you're Eastern, it'll make it easier. So when you do go bareback, you can actually do it.
You could always put a bridle on the horse if you go bareback. You don't have to hold on to the mane.
Yeah, and I think that's the main problem because I didn't have a problem with the sitting because I have nice long legs. I do wrap around. So that wasn't the issue. The issue was the holding, you know?
Yeah.
How can you incorporate your love of horses in your coaching?
I'm wanting to partner with ranches and farms and help them with finances
Okay.
and the people that they have clients with, and
Okay.
help them as well
Okay.
so that they can afford courses themselves or lessons, because
Sure.
the lessons themselves aren't exactly cheap. So
No, it came to my mind. The debt is so high. When you get on the horse, is it really that high? Because the horse rises you above? I don't know.
How are you incorporating that? How are you approaching these places?
I haven't done it yet because it was kind of a semi-new thought, but
Okay.
I will be doing that next year.
Okay. Okay.
So you got your program together yet?
for the farm in the ranches, it's basically the same one that I do now.
So it's just the approach that's going to be different.
Yeah,
Have you got your approach
slightly
ready?
different. Huh?
Have you got your approach ready?
Not yet.
Well, we got a month to get it ready.
Yep.
Well, my question is, why wait till next year? Is there a season for horses?
No.
Okay.
Because of the holidays, people are busy and
Mhm.
all the
Mhm.
things. So I thought I'd wait until the stress and the busyness and all that calms down.
Mm. And so maybe that approach can be, hey, if you love horses, but you can't feel like you can have one, maybe if you get your finances organized, you can work toward that
Mm-hmm.
and help you reach that goal. Oh,
Yep.
that's, yeah.
And you actually bring up a good point because of the holidays. And speaking of Thanksgiving right around the corner, we're at halfway point. So just to make mention, with Thanksgiving around the corner, the next few days we're actually out of commission because it's time to spend with family. And if you guys have any questions, I see we do have 7 people in the room. If you have any questions, feel free. This is a live interaction, so we want you to be interactive. Whenever you have a question, pop it in, and we'll go live with it. Now, we have done questions normally just the last half. Today, it's the whole time. And for more than a year, we finally had somebody ask a question that stumped the guest. Do you have that question that can stump Kimberly? Bring it on and let's see.
She can take
So,
it.
being that we're talking about horses and we're going to start a new program next year, um, how does a horse bring you the freedom that people can find in their finances?
Good question.
You
I would
stumped her?
say,
You haven't stumped her.
um,
She's coming up.
I would say that with a horse, as like I said from that lady who has horses in Oregon, um, they can't lie. And so, and they know people, like they know if you can be trusted and safe and all that. And if you're not safe, then they will rear and protect themselves.
Mm.
And so, um, financially, a horse could be safety and friendship and supportive, and
Mm.
um, you know, a horse will give you kind of the permission to take a break from your work,
Mm.
so you're not striving, and the horses will give you rest, assuming that they have a kind temperament. Because there are some horses that have high temperament and they just are grumpy because they might be retired and they just want to lay in the pasture and
Or
they don't want
tired.
to.
Horses, like humans, don't. There's some crazy horses, just like some crazy humans. Some horses are mild, some are loving, some are revengeful. I know I seen a revengeful horse. Every time somebody tried to get on, they try to see how fast they can get them off.
Yeah, they're all playful ones too, humorous ones. So it depends on who the owner is and how they're treated. So Yeah.
Do they often take on the owner personality too?
They could, especially if if the horse came from an abusive place and they get to a safe place, then slowly as trust is built and safety is shown, then the horse probably will become like trusting and all the things. So
Okay.
Like humans, it takes a while sometimes, but they do come around. So, in your journey, horses got you to come around and bring freedom. How do you use that? How the horses helped you? Because we always use our story to be able to help the people we talk with. So, how do you use horses to inspire and bring out your clients from different things they're dealing with?
yeah, I would give them homework or suggestion to find at least one thing that they're curious about or they want to learn about, and just go for it, because it's going to build confidence like it did for me. It's going to give you freedom. It's going to give you agency. It's going to cause you to learn about yourself. It's the temperament of the horse is going to be a mirror to you. And so you are going to find yourself in the horse. So you'll be figuring out how quickly you can get angry and how fast you lash out, or you'll find out that you're more compassionate than you thought you were.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to learn the good, bad, and ugly about yourself as you go towards learning about horses or painting or running a marathon.
Can't imagine.
And you know, Mary, I love that question you just posted. For all those people out there, Kimberly uses horses. You know, what do you use? And that's something that we can think about. You know, we all use something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do we use?
Yep. We all have our safe place, our comfortable space where we go, or the object we use, or whatever that brings us that peace and that comfort and that safe feeling. And that is so important.
Yeah, horses, books, and music were my first real places to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
When we did get a pool for the house, I think I was 8 or 9. And there's one summer where I was in it like every day. And we had chlorine in that pool.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it turned my hair green, yellowish green. So my dad and I went into the spa place in the little town that we're in. And he made me turn around and go, "Hey, we're going to have to change into the soft swim stuff because of her hair." And so swimming also helped a lot because I was moving and I had the pool to myself. And while I did want someone to be in there with me, I like the time alone to like think and do my own thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. In your coaching, what do you feel is the first step someone should take if they feel overwhelmed with their money?
The first step would be to acknowledge and realize that you are overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm. Awareness is key.
Yeah. And give yourself grace as well. Don't feel shame about it. So the second step would be to start doing a little research on your own and then talk to a coach and figure out why you are overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
What's causing the overwhelm?
Mm-hmm.
And I like that John Deloney says, facts are friends.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have the facts in front of you or information, it gives peace.
Yeah.
There might still be overwhelm and stress, but the knowledge of what's really true in front of you is going to help a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing I do with my clients. I'm like, the first thing that I suggest is they write things down. I a lot of times give my clients an exercise. I'm like, okay, for the next 30 days, write down everything you spend before you go to bed. Piece of paper, 1 to 31. Write it down. Whether it was a bill that was due, a utility, whatever, write it down. And I've had some clients come back and say, you know, that's the best exercise ever because I actually didn't spend money because I didn't want to have to write it down.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to have to talk about it. So that involves the shame factor. I said, you know, I'm always the same. I'm like, you're grown. I'm not going to shame you. I've got nowhere to shame anybody. I've been there. I've done that. I'm the last one to shame anybody. But awareness, you know, do I really want to spend this? You know, Abe Lincoln says the definition of discipline is sacrificing what you want now for what you want in the future. How do I want to affect my future? But that is so hard in the moment for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm doing my 10th FPU class right now, Vanderbilt Police University.
Mm-hmm.
And every class I've done, I've told the story of how there was a husband and wife with a few kids who did their debt freeze dream. And as they were telling their story, they had lost their house and almost everything that they owned thanks to a hurricane.
Wow.
And when they were rebuilding and buying stuff that they needed, they said that every time they went into a store, they would say and ask themselves, would I go back for that in a hurry? Would I grab this if we had a run?
Yeah.
And if it was a no, then they wouldn't get it.
Oh, that's good. That puts a whole new spin on needs versus wants.
Yep.
And that is so key. Wow, that is good.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite coaching story that you can share with us?
My first client, she's a single mom with 2 kids, and she was on baby step 1, building her emergency fund.
Mm-hmm.
And she had like 600 saved up, and then 3 or 4 weeks later, she would have had the full emergency fund taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, how does that feel to have it basically almost done? And she said, I could almost start crying because I've never had savings.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had $1,000 saved.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool to hear.
Yeah. One of my clients recently was, he's like, I got this great new job. He goes, this is the first time I've ever had a comma in my checking account.
Wow.
Wow is right. Wow is right.
That puts things in perspective too.
A lot of things in perspective. But he's on his way. I mean, he's got great ideas. He wants to get organized. He's really put his nose to the grind, and he's gonna get I love seeing things like that.
Yeah. I recently had a one-on-one with a PU student 3 weeks ago now, and she wanted to learn more about investing and all the things because she's in baby step 3 and she's wanting to get a house as well. And so as I got to know her a little bit more, I asked her what does retirement mean to you, and then what does it look like for you. And as I was asking those questions, she's like, I like those questions, but you're making me think. Like, I've never
Dang you.
like, it's deeper level
Yeah.
thinking and processing and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And so we had a good session on that.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
I love when you can go deeper with your clients and the aha moments.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And she said, I never really thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never thought, what does retirement mean to me?
Yeah.
What it looks like, yeah, but what it means, no.
Right. Yeah. What? Nobody's ever asked me that.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, first job, my best friend and I worked at the same place, and that was back in the day when you actually had to go pick your paycheck up and sign for it.
Yep.
We went and got our paychecks, and I'm like, we were like 16, and I was 17, she was 16. I'm thinking, okay, my paycheck, I'm going to do this and da. And I said, so what are you going to do with your paycheck? And she goes, save it. And I thought, that's weird. We're in high school. We should be spending all of our money. That girl's got to retire early because she's made some great decisions. So things that, I'm a financial coach, but as I reflect back on my younger years, wish I'd paid more attention.
Yeah, a lot of us become coaches because we've been through a lot, financially and personally, and so we want to help people not to make the same mistakes that we've done.
Yes, there's just something about that, isn't it?
And having the information and like all the things and the language for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love Rachel Cruz's book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that gives you information and language for like why you spend money and or why you don't.
Right.
So.
Right. And there again, I go back to the awareness is key. When you figure that out and you reflect and you start to internalize that and you start digging deeper within yourself, you're like, oh my gosh. Like me, I wish I'd listened. I wish I'd have done the same things a long time ago. But then again, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I think had I not had the journey, I wouldn't be where I am as a coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have some simple, actionable steps that listeners can take right now?
I would say take a journal or at least a few pieces of paper and free write whatever's on your mind. And then on another piece of paper, demand evidence.
Oh, there you go.
I loved John Deloney's thing about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is true? What is not?
Yep.
What is real but not true? You can feel like you are relating to one character in the Bible, but you're actually another.
Mm-hmm.
You could feel shame, but you're actually truly sad or depressed.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge what's real and do the work to do and be better.
I love that, demand the evidence. I heard somebody say, when you're ruminating over things that happened in your life and you're having flashbacks as something similar happens, to stop and go, this is not that. So you can break that and go, okay, that was then, this is now, for want of a better term. But recognizing this is not that. It's not exactly the same situation.
Yeah. And also by writing it down, it gets it out of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not exactly a writer type of person and you're a verbalizer, verbalize it.
Yeah.
Whether by yourself or to a friend or a pastor that you trust.
Mm-hmm. You're speaking into the notes on your phone.
Yeah.
But you're right. Get it out of your body. There's something about that.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorite things I love doing is talk to text, speaking it, and it translate it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now just to mention to everybody, here, if you've noticed in chat, there is little crown and stuff like that. You can actually become first, second, or third place based on chatting. So when you come live onto these, chat in the chat, even if it's among yourselves. Chat trying to ask questions or engage in ways to possibly stump the guest. Try to stump us. Just be interactive. Try to make us laugh. Let's see if somebody can make us laugh. We want the interactivity. And so, you'll see different things in chat. The top people will get crowns. So we want to encourage that. That's something that we're doing moving forward today and moving forward as we are in the live cast. And first of all, with Thanksgiving coming up, I just want to mention to everybody, you want to check the site and it's listed below. Thanksgiving is going to have one of the best specials that you will ever see. And this special is going to be for one day only. It's for Thanksgiving only, and you're not going to get a better special than this. I don't think ever, because it is going to be like the best, and there's a couple of different options you can get with it. So you definitely want to check it out. It's going to be for this Friday only. So you want to make sure you check that site out below. We
So is it
also
a Black
have
Friday special?
what's that?
You said Thanksgiving, but is that a Black Friday special?
Correct. It's because of Thanksgiving, but it's the day after Thanksgiving.
This Black Friday special.
Yeah, it's a Black Friday special.
Okay.
Now we also have a community that's for all coaches. We are going to be moving that community to YouTube. So we're trying to make it bigger, better, more interactive, and we're just trying to do everything for the coaches. So we want you to join that community because, after all, it's free. And there's so much value there. We have a lot of events. The events won't change where they're at. It's just going to change where we jibber jabber back and forth, where we leave comments, where we leave testimonies, where we leave praises, wins, whatever you want to call it. Just saying hi, whatever you want to say. We're just changing where we put that. So definitely make sure that you stay in tune because, we're already starting to implement a lot of different things. With Thanksgiving, we're thankful. I'm thankful for each and every person that comes here. I know Mary's thankful as well because without you, we're not here, right? We are only here because of you.
We like
So
being here.
thank you from the bottom of our heart for every single thing that you guys do. Um, and also, I know Kimberly, you had something you wanted to share.
Yeah, to end, I wanted to share a really cool moment that happened to me when I was 15. It was the start of real healing about what happened to me when I was 7. Um, if you remember the movie The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, came out in 2005, I think. And I went to go see the movie with a youth leader and another friend of mine because I liked the girl, the friendship, I liked the travel that would happen in the movie, and um, there's a part at the end where I didn't see coming, and one of the girls, she has a basically an exchanged relationship with her father.
Mm.
He's there but not really, and he's making excuses, and he's always working, and to her, she thinks that he doesn't care, and he's getting remarried, and there's a stepsister involved, and near the end of the movie, she's on the phone crying because she's confessing, and she's honoring herself and respecting herself to tell him, like, hey, why are you doing this? You know, she's saying things and crying, and he's tearing up as well, and he's like, I didn't mean to do that, it's just weird and awkward and all the things. And as she's telling him how she feels about what's going on from her perspective, that's real, I start crying in the movie theater because she's saying what I wanted to say to my dad.
Mm.
And it wasn't a full-on cry my eyes out moment, but I was starting to get teary-eyed, and I actually did cry some tears, and my shoulders did move up and down a little bit. But that was the start of like truly healing from that, because I had language for it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that it could happen.
Yeah. That is so hard because a lot of times we don't have the language for it. That's key, Kim.
Mm-hmm. And the permission too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there was also boundaries, I think, with her doing it on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should do it in person, but
Sure.
they lived in different states, and
Yeah.
so she did what she had to. But I still think it's the whole boundaries thing as well.
Agreed. Agreed. I love that that was part of your healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're a fascinating person, Kim.
It's
Thank you.
definitely a pleasure having you on here. And for anybody that wants to reach out to Kimberly, her website's in the description below. And Kimberly, we would love, I know this is the second time we've had you on here. We would love to have you again because you are definitely a blessing.
Thank you. And I do have more to tell, so
Perfect.
I'll be back.
And Mary will definitely be in with you to
Yeah.
get you on the next one. And for those out there that want to get on, there's in the description how you can get on the podcast as well. You'll reach out to Mary, and all the
LIVEcast.
information is in the description below.
We're a LIVEcast now. We're not
That's
a
right.
podcast. We're a LIVEcast.
I keep saying that. This is our first live cast, so yes, I'm still working on that. So we have moved from podcast to live cast because we're doing things different. That's why if you notice the chat is phenomenal. It actually has, like, since Mary's the only one that posted, she actually has a crown with the number 1 by her name because she is the queen of the chatter. So the more you chat, the higher you get a crown. And
Come on, yo,
so
beat me out.
yeah, you can. There's up to 3. There's first, second, and third. So you know, become one of the top fans and get a crown. And every single week, it starts over. Every single time we're live, it starts over. That you can get you can be the #1 crown. So come every single week. I know today we had 7 people live. Come every single week. Chat. Be active. And see
like
if you
and
can be
subscribe.
#1. Have
Like and
competition
subscribe
with.
to us too. Come on, y'all.
What's that?
Like and subscribe us.
That's right. Like, subscribe, and share. And when you're in chat, try to compete with the other chatters. Try to be #1. So, Kimberly, did you have any final words?
No, just be honest with yourself and give yourself grace.
Nice. I like that.
Love that. And Mary.
Yeah, you just need to do the dang thing for yourself.